What's up everyone, the Sly and Sonic Fan here, and today I'm going to be explaining all of the story content we've gotten so far in Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies. Before we start, I upload a new Call of Duty Zombies video nearly every day, so if you want more, feel free to subscribe. Our story takes place in 1944 during the later stages of World War II. Fearing defeat, the Nazis assigned both Ulrich Vogel and Oberfuhrer Wolfram von List to look into supernatural ways of winning the war. While Vogel led a scientific expedition to begin construction of a machine called the Cyclotron, which was meant to look into atomic weapons research, von List had an expedition of his own where he had rounded up a collection of supernatural artifacts. One of the many researchers a part of his crew is Gabriel Kraft. As the defeat of the Nazis draw nearer, a frustrated von List grows desperate. That's when one of the artifacts he collected activates. This is because over at End Station, the place where the Cyclotron has finally been constructed, it tore a dimensional rift upon activation. This rift leads straight into the Dark Ether, a hellish landscape where nightmarish creatures and entire gods reside in. It turns out that these artifacts von List has collected are connected to separate entities within the Dark Ether. These artifacts were used by the gods to communicate to mortals and interact with our world, but once the connection between our world and the Dark Ether was severed, which if you're curious was a thing that happened in Black Ops 4, these individual gods were trapped within their very own artifacts. But because of this renewed connection, the artifacts are now active and one of them beckons von List forward. The god in question is known as Cortifex the Deathless, the former ruler of the Dark Ether. Because of von List's evil nature, Cortifex takes an immediate liking to him and offers his powers if in exchange, von List gives him the entire world in return. I guess we'll figure out what that means later in the season. Whenever a mortal and a god are linked, not only does the mortal inherit the god's power, but they're also guided by them. Von List accepts this mutually beneficial partnership without question, and like that, the two are linked. Von List notifies his forces on his newfound power, and he plans on resurrecting fallen Nazi soldiers to storm across Europe so Germany can win the war. Overhearing all of this, and watching as von List orders Cortifex to sail off Berlin, Gabriel Kraft desperately calls in special forces, and he uses what little knowledge he has of the Dark Ether to conjure a protective seal in the room he's in. Only 4 special officers are able to arrive in time before Berlin is sealed off by what we know as the Phase. Now with the guidance of Kraft and the help of the other Dark Ether entities, since these officers are now in possession of the other artifacts, it's up to these special officers to defeat von List and his undead army. Our Dark Ether allies are Nauticus, who grants the power of Frost Blast, Syraxis, who grants the power of Energy Mine, Invictor, Cortifex's old chief in command, who grants the power of Ring of Fire, and Belikar, who grants the power of Ether Shroud. As of right now, our heroes are either doing one of 4 things: taking the fight to the enemy, joining Cortifex's plans to drain the other gods of their power, requesting the aid of more Dark Ether allies, or resting in a safe portal. But how does this exciting story continue? Well, that's all we've got so far, at least until future updates. But I won't lie, this is a great setup Treyarch has so far, and I'm very interested to see how this plays out. If there's a future Easter egg quest, or quite frankly just any significant story content worth covering that comes out in the future, I'll be sure to cover it right here on the channel. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.